What's up, everybody? It is the week 3 roundup. We're going to talk a little bit about the weekend. We'll be joined by a guest. We're going to go over the challenges, some more NFL all day news. But first, coming back with the sweet, sweet new NFL all day intro drop. Let's go. Football. It's a football show. It's a football show. A show about football where we have a dialogue about the game. It's a football show. Football show. Football show. It's a football show. What's up, everybody? That is gonna win a Webby. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let's see. Who do we got in the house today? JK's Borland, JTP, Monty, Limsey, Jesse's here to the house. Jump Shooty, Orion, Blaze, Daniel Opes. We got Kunk City in the house. Patrick Coyne, you're right, both bad. Maddie Harrison, good to see you. Like the stream, subscribe to Team Hold. If you're watching for the first time and you're like, hey, what the hell, dude? I can't get anything into the chat. Now is the time to subscribe because that's the only way you can do it. So get in here. We're going to be joined in a little bit with a guest, Nicholas from Athlete Studio. We're going to just kind of talk about the weekend that was in the football world, and we'll go from there. It looks like we get that sweet, sweet challenge that went live. And I was going to save that for a little bit. Let's see what we've got for the live challenge for this evening. We've got both the Monday Night Football one, Monday Night Football. We get the football one. We also have the end of the week one. And your boy has to hit them both after, not doing a great job with some of these challenges early on. Let's see what we got here for Monday Night Football. The challenge, one team attributed moment from the team with the most first downs, one moment from any player with at least one rushing attempt or one sack. Oh my goodness. That's going to be expensive. Oh wait, one moment from any player. Okay, that's different. Because that is that I was thinking you needed everybody. You know what I'm saying? I was thinking you needed everybody, so I was panicking. We also got one moment of each and every player who records 100 or more receiving yards. That's fun. And then let me just look at the end of the week one real quick. We'll do that, and then we'll get going on the show. Actually, no, we'll save the challenges. We'll go over the challenges in a little bit. What we're going to do now, we've got a great guest. I'm excited to talk about just what this weekend was and a little bit about the Athlete Studio, although I should introduce him as the Mathlete Studio, as now that I'm seeing the name. Here we go. Look at this Mathlete right here. What's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. It was a crazy weekend. How about you?
Yeah, it was I went away from it being like, is anybody good?
Oh my god,
it was just like some weird games, and maybe it's because we had like the 4:00 game of Packers and Bucks, and then rolled right into that prime time of we could just say it was a defensive battle for Sunday night. But yeah, it was some rough stuff there towards the end.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I thought those guys would duke it out a little bit more, but still a great game to watch on a Sunday night. I thought the most wild game probably be the Bills game. I was so excited and out of my chair that entire game. But yeah, all around, it was a great week.
Yeah, the Bills Dolphins game was super fun. That was I think everyone thought that final score was going to be like 37-34 or something like that, and then for that to like completely flip at halftime, because it did. It started out kind of fast, and then it just turned into a defensive game. I don't know if it was too hot down there or if the defense really shown up, but that was a wild second half to that game.
I don't know, man, but we need that butt punt as a moment. Start freaking flagging the NFL all-day team. That is a once. I was thinking about it because the first time I saw it, I thought I'd witnessed something that would never see in NFL history again, which is a punter punting a ball behind his head in his own end zone through his own field goal. So I jumped up and just, from a statistics standpoint, that's wild. You'll never see that again.
No.
And then when they replayed it, I realized he kicked it off his butt, which made it even better in my opinion. But what do you think? Is that NFL all-day moment worthy?
I think so. My only yes, I will. First off, I'll say yes, it is all day worthy. I do wonder though, because all of this stuff is done with the NFLPA, if they're like, all right, maybe maybe don't put that on there. But I think if they're doing it right, they got to get it on there. I got a lot. The chat seemed to lose their damn mind about the audio. I think I adjusted your audio, so your volume.
Oh, am I too loud?
Yeah, you should be. I think you're okay right now. But if the chat was going bonkers there for a sec. No chill on a Monday from the chat.
Done.
But yeah, man, I would love to see that. I also I know everybody dunked on that so hard. I feel like that ended up being best case scenario that ended up being a safety. Because I mean, how many times does that turn into a touchdown and then the Bills win the game? But because it was the safety, they were able to hold on there down the stretch.
Yeah, it did end up working out for them. I mean, ultimately the game came down to that play at the end of the second half where Josh Allen, they tried to pull a quick one and throw the ball, which almost got taken back for a pick six when they should have just hit the field goal. So the Bills had 100 chances to win that game. Athlete Studio, I mean, we have athletes on both teams, so we're just kind of rooting for our guys and for there to be wild stuff happening, and that game absolutely delivered.
Why don't we actually do that now so people have a better feeling for Athlete Studio? I know you guys are on the Spaces on Tuesday, I think it was, for the NFT day, and kind of had a big introduction there. But why don't you tell the people a little bit about Athlete Studio, and then that'll make a little bit more sense while we're talking about some of the games.
Sounds good. And the audio's good now?
I think so. No one's yelling in the chat anymore. We've moved on to Dan Orlovsky in the chat, so we might be good.
Alrighty. Well, yeah, I'll give you the lowdown on Athlete Studio. Athlete Studio is a e-commerce and Web3 platform for professional athletes. It's a company that we founded in 2016, and we were acquired by Dapper Labs at the end of last year. So whereas the teams in Dapper Sports, NFL All Day, NBA Top Shot, UFC Strike, they're building out platforms through their league licensees. Mm-hmm. Athlete Studio is a brand for individual athletes to be able to not just launch NFTs, but automate their entire e-commerce, email newsletter marketing, social media graphics, along with Web3 and NFTs. So sports agencies license and white label our software to be able to provide that as that infrastructure to each of their athletes.
Yeah, that it's awesome. And then what are some of the athletes that you represent?
Yeah, a lot of our clients are in the NFL. So it's Chase Claypool, Michael Parsons, Terry McLaurin, Justin Jefferson, Javon, Holland, AJ Dillon, Pat Ricard, Amon-Ra. We could go down the list of, I think we have over 50 NFL players active this year. The majority of them are we do their branding, IP, their e-commerce, and their merch. So if you go to teamclaypool.com, you'll see all of Chase Claypool's new merch for this year. Yeah. And we are, with the acquisition of Dapper, starting to implement a new Web3 site and Web3 feature for our athletes to be able to sell their own packs of digital collectibles, which include, physical collectibles or physical merchandise and other items, just like NFL All Day and all the other Dapper Sports Studio companies are built on those pack drops and the pack drop fundamentals. So we're packaging everything great that's in those platforms and then offering that, extending it to professional athletes.
Yeah, I know, and you probably have to answer this in a certain way, but what is your what's your perspective been, or your opinion of how the athletes have been approaching some of this Web3 stuff? Because I know we've seen some players on both NBA and NFL get super into it and feel like they're jacked up about it, and then I think others are probably oh, this is another opportunity to expand my brand a little bit more. But what's kind of been your conversation dialogue with some of these athletes around the potential of Web3 stuff?
Yeah, candidly, behind the scenes as a sports, tech startup, it was go to the agents, pitch any idea that has the word NFT or Web3, and it's six figures to, even have that conversation, because a lot of athletes and agents wanted to, wait out for those large upfront revenue and paid opportunities. So we didn't want to rush right into that, because we had built a really strong and defensible business on we'll just call Web2 e-commerce, selling t-shirts, hats, VIP experiences with the athletes, anything, essentially Shopify, but for professional athletes. And what we've done is we're now integrating it as part of their overall personal branding and marketing strategy. It's not like go to OpenSea and have someone on Fiverr make 1,000 different versions of this image and just throw it up and hope that you can catch the wave that is long gone now.
Right.
We know you have to put a lot of work into these things, and at the same time, early there were athletes who were overcommitting their time and resources by offering like, hey, you can come to part of your event for every week for the rest of my playing career, the rest of my season. And agents don't like that because that's not scalable. So we've been having a lot more success. And it makes sense that athletes, when you come at it like, hey, digital collectibles and NFTs are a higher margin product you can sell on your website because there's no physical cost like there is for a t-shirt and hoodie.
Right.
And through now being in Dapper Labs, we're able to tap in and build off the community here so that if Chase Claypool, or like we did a drop with Richard Sherman recently, when Richard Sherman launches his project, he can promote that to 7,500 people who already own a Richard Sherman NFT. And that's night and day as far as making the athletes, more comfortable coming into the space.
Yeah, no, that makes a ton of sense. What's it like, and I guess kind of like pivoting back into some of the football action for Sunday, what is it like for you guys seeing like your athletes, if somebody like you mentioned, Amon-Ra St. Brown, who's just been like lightning for the last couple of weeks and even last year, but like knowing that there's somebody you're representing, like how does that change like the way you root on the weekends?
Well, I had advised most of our staff, and we've grown from 2 full-time to 25 full-time, our team, in the last, since the acquisition. I advised them not to play fantasy sports this year exactly because of that. I haven't played fantasy really since I started the company because it's really difficult. One of our team members found themselves playing like against, I think, Terry McLaurin and Justin Jefferson, who are 2 of our clients. And they needed those guys, to do poorly in order for them to win that league. So I root for good games. I root for our guys not getting injured. I root for awesome viral moments that, happen every single week. I think when you've been in the business and you're connected with athletes a while, it does make it a lot more fun that way. Yeah. But as far as like fantasy and betting, it's difficult to do because there's always a downside.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way I could do that. I think like you're probably invested enough in those guys that there's no need to put a little more skin in the game on that. Have you found like, because I know you mentioned a lot of like younger guys too that you've been representing. Have you had them like from the beginning, or like I guess like my question is, have you had anyone who like when you got them were maybe somewhat of an unknown and now have like rocketed to some like superstardom, and what that experience has been like?
Yeah, a couple guys come to mind. Chase Claypool, who absolutely, he was 2nd round draft pick by the Pittsburgh Steelers. We learned a lot working with him his rookie year. We've been working with Claypool for over 2 years. Just awesome, extremely bright dude. Has some of the best and creative ideas that out of any of the athletes on our platform. And he's very proactive about being involved and pushing his brand and wearing the gear. I'm wearing a Chase Claypool shirt right now. His logo mark, he calls him on this side, he calls the Mapletron, and Mapletron is his nickname. So we've been able to have a ton of fun with that. But Chase really popped off after a 4-touchdown game he had in his first season. And through his first season, I think he had close to over 1,000 yards and 9 touchdowns. So he was anticipated to be a good player, but coming out that fast and hot, captured, a lot of engagement and interest from his fan base. And he was like, the next year with the Steelers as well it's a roller coaster, but that team is always competitive. Him, definitely comes to mind, I think.
I was gonna say just getting drafted by the Steelers is as a wide receiver is such a nod because they just seem, it doesn't matter what round the Steelers draft a wide receiver. If they draft you, you're probably going to be pretty good. They must have the best wide receiver scouting in like the history of the NFL. So it feels like whoever they bring in turns into a superstar. So that's cool.
Yeah, we just got to get him some more deep balls this year. That's what we're rooting for. We need
he's such,
he's
I
one
was
of
going
the
to say,
best at that. So.
yeah, he's such a good possession guy on those big long throws. That might take a little while in the current environment that he's playing in. I feel like it might need, just it might take a little time.
I hope not, but
yeah.
we'll Trubisky had I think 150 yards again in that last game. Mm-hmm. I mean, he played well, but with, like you said, the weapons that they have at wide receiver. I mean,
they're so good.
I know, it's wild, and I hope the Pickens catch.
Yeah,
I'm hoping that makes an all-day pack.
Oh my God!
Sometime in the next couple weeks, if they're not already planning on it. But that was insane.
That has to. I mean, that was like, I know everyone was immediately comparing it to Odell, and then everyone was like, "Oh, it's recency bias. It's nothing like Odell." And then you see the still shot of him just being like completely vertical, horizontal. I mean, like coming like parallel with the ground and somehow coming down with that one hand. It was incredible.
Yeah. I mean, it won't be like, it's not better than Odell because Odell did that first,
right?
So it won't succeed, But hey, we kicked a punt off someone's butt through our own field goal. That was a first. That could be the next Odell.
It was so funny yesterday, both between that play, like that happens, and then Mark Sanchez tweets out like, "Stay off my lane" or "Get out of my lane." He's like, "I'm the butt guy," and then immediately after that, like Jimmy Garoppolo steps out of the end zone on a safety, and then Orlovsky all of a sudden is like off the hook too. It's just funny to see both of those like memeable moments come back to life yesterday.
Oh, I know, and I love that. Love seeing that every single week. Yeah. But that Pickens catch, I'm biased towards Odell 100% because Odell won me $50,000 on DraftKings.
Okay.
Which we used to found Athlete Studio. So
wow.
So no matter how good that catch was, it's not.
How long?
Odell's my guy.
Was this Odell on the Giants?
Yeah, Odell on the Giants with Eli.
With Eli. All right, now you got to take me through the lineup. Now, was this like was it a Giant stack? Was it an Odell one-off? Like, oh yeah, I feel like you're reaching for a screenshot right now.
Oh no, it wasn't. I was honestly thinking about just pulling up the lineup because I forget a couple guys. I can tell you a few athletes for sure. It was, I know Eli. I stacked him with Odell that week. Then Keenan Allen was the wild card for me. He was the flex person, and I was debating between him and Antonio Gates for my flex position because Gates was coming off injury. Mm-hmm. So going into the Monday night game with my lineup, I was in 10th place. And back then in DraftKings, the prizes used to be much more evenly distributed. Right. So like 10th place would get like 25 grand, not $5,000 or on the big moneymaker ones. So Monday night, I was rooting for Keenan Allen to just light up because I picked him over Gates. Yeah. But then he ended up having an okay game, like, 60 yards, like 4 receptions. I ended up coming in 7th in the DraftKings lineup that week. But what really killed me was Le'Veon Bell, because like up till there was 1 second left in the Monday night game, and I was in, I think, 4th place or 5th place, winning like $200,000. And with 1 second left, Le'Veon Bell ran a goal line, 1 yard touchdown, put it, and they even reviewed it too. So there was even more anticipation of that. Gross. That dropped me down from like 200K to 50,000. Wow. So it was a rush. But after that, we used those funds to start Athlete Studio, and it's, I realized sports betting is a full-time job if you want to do it well.
I know that is the truth. Like it's so hard to find edges. So, but that's an incredible story for how everything like came together for you. That's incredible. So I guess like talk a little bit about before we get back into football, do you have like do your athletes right now have anything coming up in the Web3? Like, I know you had mentioned, and I'm now blanking on the Jets lineman who has the something with donuts, right? That's
Lakin Tomlinson.
But there we go. But do any of your other athletes have stuff like in the works at the moment?
Yeah, Lakin Tomlinson launched his Victory Donuts NFT project where they're celebrating after every win. He buys the team's donuts. That's a tradition he carried over from his last team before he signed with the Jets this year. So that's been a lot of fun. We may have a big brand sponsor getting involved with that project. I do have a couple of our larger clients who we're not converting, but onboarding to Web3 and with our Flow NFTs that I can't talk about quite yet, but that's the direction we're going, where a year from now we want to have every athlete launching, have their physical commerce and their digital commerce all in one place on their personal websites. So yeah, you'll definitely hear from us. We'll as we come back on the show, update with big projects that we're launching. You can stay in touch. I know we're going to drop a discount code for your audience, and we'll send them a link to it. We've got a shop we call our secret shop, which has some of our best athlete gear that we've ever created. And then we'll drop a couple gift cards in that chat too, to give away to the Team Hold crew too.
Hell yeah. Thank you. And we're going to be doing this weekly too. So I'm excited to continue having you like pop on Monday. I guess like going back to some of the action from this weekend, is there anything like, I know we're only 3 weeks in, so it's kind of hard to overreact or underreact to anything too much. Is there anything that's like particularly stood out to you this season, whether it's somebody that's like taken a leap or a surprise or anything from like the first 3 weeks that have kind of like caught your eye in a meaningful way?
Yeah, I love to shine the defensive guys because they don't get picked in fantasy and as much love as our offensive guys. So I love what we saw from the Colts defense last night, especially with that hold. Kenny Moore is a close friend of Athlete Studio and one of our clients, and just to see that team, do what they did against the best team in the league that was
impressive.
Was awesome, because you'd hate to go 0-2-1. I think Kyle Hamilton, who we worked with, Kyle and his family, since Kyle was at Notre Dame, I think showed a lot of promise and what he's going to bring to the Baltimore Ravens. So just another defensive that's lights out. It's so great to see Kyle be able to execute in the pros the same way he does. He did all through college. He's an absolute dog. And then Javon Holland and the Dolphins. I don't think anyone would have guessed the Dolphins would be 3-0 in that division right now. But Javon, again, he's a client of Athlete Studio. He's got some of the best merch, I think, and ideas. He calls himself the Snowman. So we've got all these like fun summer themed snowman designs, and he's just super bright guy, great personality, creative, and that team now has a ton of momentum this year. So I think those 3 defensive guys, again, a little biased because they're our clients, but really love, how where we're at in week 3 right now with them.
The Miami thing is wild because, again, like I pictured, like, if you told me, I don't know, 3 or 4 times out of 10 Miami win that game, I'm like, but I figured they would have won it like 35-30 or something like that. Like, I thought it was going to be a shootout that they would just like outlast them. But that defense, like, I mean, the defensive line was like pretty strong, and Buffalo, I mean, they couldn't convert when they needed to. But I would have never guessed that that's how Miami would have won that game. They've been fun. And the Indianapolis one was wild. And it wasn't that like Kansas City was just making boneheaded plays and that's why they lost that game. Like, the Colts defense really like showed up for that one. You're right.
Yeah, they did. I had a feeling at that last play. I just had a feeling that Kenny was going to get an interception to close out the game. And then I forgot who ended up getting the pick, but he was right there. And that team, they deserve that. And I think they're going to bounce back and be very competitive this year and live up to the expectations that we have. You can't beat a team like Kansas City and not have all the tools and to go through and win in a season.
And I think a lot of people probably thought the AFC South was going like 0-4 yesterday, right? Like they probably thought the Colts were going down, the Raiders, or the Raiders would beat the Titans, and then the Jaguars, like the Jaguars, sneaky good now. And I feel like everybody had already, piled the dirt on the AFC South. And I mean, maybe the Texans aren't going to make any noise, and the Titans, I don't know, but I do think like Jaguars and Colts are going to be competitive moving forward.
Yeah, and even the Lions have been playing competitive, so you love to see that. You hate, long periods of, as growing up in upstate New York, and a lot of our team at Athlete Studio are Bills fans.
Yeah.
You hate to see when the franchises just can't get it together for a long time. But it seems like, that's great for football. It's great for the NFL that some of these teams, a lot of people counted off, are having successful, and some of the rookies like Trevor Lawrence, who was, number one overall, high prospect. Even Baker Mayfield was awesome to see the Panthers have that success yesterday. It's great when, other guys besides Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers are winning.
Yeah. And we'll say too, as a Patriots fan, I'm not allowed to complain until like 2035, I don't think. But it feels like, especially after that Mac Jones injury, he looked like he's in a lot of pain. I feel like he's going to miss some time. We might be entering one of those phases where we are bad for a little while. So we're due though. We are due for one of those. So I can't complain.
Well, that's a perfect opportunity for me to plug one of our UFC clients, Calvin Cater, who's got a main card fight. He's headlining a fight night in Las Vegas on October 29th against Arnold Allen. So if there are any Patriots fans who are feeling like, they may be jumping off the bandwagon this year, we've still got two of the filthiest New England fighters, Rob Font and Calvin Cater, who are going to carry the torch for New England sports. And that fight's going to be a barn burner, definitely. If you're a Patriots fan, tune in.
I didn't realize Calvin Cater was a New England guy. That's fun.
Oh, he's from Methuen. These guys are him and Rob Font, they're as New England as it gets. Yeah, they're great guys.
God, from Methuen too. And listen, excellent pronunciation of Methuen. I feel like a lot of people don't nail that. That was really good.
I'm from New England too. I lived in Boston for a long time.
Oh, did we talk about that? That's awesome. Whereabouts in Boston were you at?
Little all around. I lived in Belmont outside of Cambridge for 5 years before moving up north. But I also grew up in Attleboro, Massachusetts. So I grew up in Attleboro, then lived in upstate New York for 10 years, and then moved back to New England. So I'm a rare Patriots and Bills fans. But
those aren't allowed. Those aren't allowed usually. I lived in Franklin for a little while, which is like not too far from Attleboro. And then was in Cambridge for a long time.
Yep. I was right there. So it's great. Different fan bases for sure, but it was fun. There's used to be a Bills bar in Boston, a Buffalo Bills bar outside TD Garden. I forget the restaurant that it's at, but it was funny because when I just moved to Boston, I went there a couple times, and it would just be like a bar in upstate New York. It was so weird that there'd be hundreds of Bills fans screaming, wearing Bills stuff. I think there are Bills bars in almost every city. So
the Bills travel, man. Bills,
for sure.
Yeah, they're a fun. They're a fun squad. Do you anybody tonight? Do you have any representation in tonight's Cowboys Giants with barn burner between Daniel Jones and Cooper?
Micah Parsons, DeMarcus Lawrence. Those are our two guys. So we're all about the Cowboys defense, and I'm very excited. We've got a lot of work to do after the games yesterday, so it gives us some breathing room. But I think those guys are going to come up big.
Dude,
big tonight.
I mean, Micah Parsons, I feel like driver's seat for Defensive Player of the Year through a few games. I mean, he's been incredible. And the fact that the Cowboys are winning games with Cooper Rush, I think a lot of that has to do with how stout the defense has been.
Yeah, Micah's playing like young, Chandler Jones. He's just been lights out. They can't stop him. And I'm glad he's one of our clients. I would say that I would have dropped his name for the underdog client, but I think Micah was very highly, anticipated to be this well. But even where he's exceeded even those expectations, so you could argue that for him as well.
Just like right away, he was an impactful defensive player. It didn't even feel like there was a rookie learning curve or anything. He was immediately like the best player on the field. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Yo, before we get you out of here, because I want to be conscious of time. So like when you were saying we get a pretty busy week after, like after everything that happens on Sunday, what's that kind of look like for you guys post game? Like what does your Monday typically look like?
It's funny because it's a lot like this meeting right here. We met a couple hours ago. We talk about all the games, all the big moments in the games. When it comes to promoting athlete personal brand, you don't want to be super pushy to your fan base and your follower after a loss. So we generally double down on the guys who won and had great games. Mm-hmm. And then if there was anything unique from those games or anything fun or culturally we can tap into, we'll throw around ideas. Like there was, and with Halloween coming up right now, we're all about the Halloween or scary movie poster type ideas.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that, and it's really just that we kind of brainstorm for 30 minutes to an hour, see what good ideas come out of it, and then our design team goes and absolutely crushes these designs out, and we get it over to the clients, normally by Monday afternoon, so that they can capitalize on all the hype they had from the games.
Yeah, because the cycle moves so quickly, right? So I imagine that Monday, Tuesday time frame is like so busy before it's already on to the next week.
Exactly, yeah. Which is why I like that the Monday and Thursday night games when there's just one game, because it's not too crazy. There's not stuff there's not stuff that we miss. So it's definitely the craziest time of the week for us.
Yeah. Well, dude, thanks so much for coming on, man. I'm excited to continue to do this on Monday. And as you have athletes rolling some projects out or there's stuff to talk about, I'm excited to have you on to do it or to just break down some football. It's good.
Yeah, appreciate you having me, man. And I'll drop the discount links and a couple gift card codes randomly in the Discord for you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, man, for doing that. Also, is there I usually have this in the show notes ahead of time, but is there like a home base that I can send them to, like for a website? I feel like I have this.
Yeah, you could follow us on Instagram at athlete.studio, and that's also our website, athlete.studio.
Athlete.studio. Okay, just drop that right into the chat. So go take a peek at that. Normally I'm on top of it, have it in the show notes. Didn't do that today. So there you go. Big L for Zakarian. But yeah, thanks again, man, for doing this. And we'll see you again next week.
You got it. Later, man.
All right, take care. That was awesome. Shout them out. Shout out Athlete Studio. I'm excited to continue to have them on once a week because I don't know. It's good to hear from other people doing some stuff in the community and, having the personal relationship with the athletes, right? Because I feel like a lot of our interaction right now is through almost like the institution itself, whether it's the NFL, the NFLPA, the NBA, the NBAPA. So being able to do that directly through them is kind of, I don't know, different experience. They've got a different perspective. And also it's just good to have somebody else on here and not just be me talking, right? All right. We're doing it. So shout out Nick from Athlete Studio or Mathlete Studio, as it said. And yeah, take a look at the Discord when that stuff comes out. Now let's pivot a little bit more to all day focus related shite. We were talking about the challenges a little, right? So that's a Sunday night challenge that your boy completed. Let's get it. But upcoming. So I kind of rushed through the Monday night. So let me look at the Monday night real quick, son. You need a team moment for, a bunch of first downs. You need one moment from any player with at least one rushing attempt or one or more sacks. All right. That's way more than I thought it was going to be. Wait, is it not sharing that screen? What's going on, bro? I was sharing the wrong screen. Sorry. Let me go back to this. Let's go to upcoming. And let's go back here. Monday night. Sorry, my bad. Embarrassing. All right. I was getting nervous that we were going to be out there firing up a bunch of different, like, Tony Pollard rares, Zeke rares. This is nice. We like that it's one moment from any player with at least one rushing attempt. So it's probably going to be Saquon, Tony, and Zeke. And then one or more sacks, which means if you don't have any of the running backs, maybe get somebody with a sack. 1 moment of each and every player who records 100 or more receiving yards. I'm going to double down and say that's probably Saquon if anybody does it on the Giants, because Kadarius Toney, I believe, is out. Wendell Robinson's out. Cowboys defense is really good. Does Noah Brown have a moment? You remember we talked about this? Where's Patrick at? Noah Brown, huh? I don't think Noah Brown does have a moment, but we're looking at Noah Brown, CeeDee Lamb, maybe Dalton Schultz. But my guess is Gallup back tonight? I don't think so. So anyways, that seems to be a little gimme. I don't think that's going to be too bad. And then let's go back to the end of the week. I haven't looked at that one yet. And let's see what we got here. End of the week challenge. Any moment with an all-day debut from a team that scored the most points, including ties. I don't know who that is. 1 moment from any player who finished in the top 5 in rushing attempts. 1 moment from any player who finished in the top 5 in targets. 1 moment from any player who finished in the top 5 in completed passes. And 1 moment from any player who recorded 10 total tackles, solo, and assists. Look at that clarification people bitched about. There it is. There is no wild card. NFT News and Drop Alert said, what about Kenny Golladay? Kenny Golladay is dust. So there you go. Daniel Jones counts 2 for rush potentially. That's true. Also, okay. That's also true. Okay. I don't know. What do we think? Joe Lita says the Jags. What do we think about? I like those challenges. I think Thursday was a little bit tough. And I think there was some speculation that it was going to be really hard to get to 100 yards. I think maybe we pumped the brakes on that. I feel like there's still going to be quite a few people getting to a hundo. What are you guys doing in the chat? So just so you know what your boy is doing. Let's see. I have completed. So active boy. 15 yards right there. That's 15 for the Sunday night. If we go over here, I'm up to 40 yards because I completed, I still got to burn, but I completed the Sunday slate. I purchased a moment from the marketplace. I did not do the Thursday night. So I'm going to get another 15 yards. I need to do the other 2 in order to get 100. What are people doing? People want me to go to the Flash? Is that what you want me to do? Go to the Flash? What are people doing? Are you guys going after 100? Are you selling? I'm going to talk a little bit about the market in general because I know everybody's pantalones are in a bunchelones. So we're going to look at that. Let's look at the Flash Challenge Terminal. Also, real quick, shout out. You can see Momentum Labs down there. You can also see Momentum Labs up in the top right. Shout out Momentum Labs sponsoring the foosball shows. Check them out at momentumlabs.app. Reed says they need tiered challenges instead. I like how they are doing this for different slates, but want to see more use for rares. Yeah, I think more usage for rares and Legos are going to come. I think we should relax because we're 3 weeks in. I wouldn't freak too much. They've made it very clear that they're going to continue to tweak this. I also think we're going to see within the next 2 weeks a challenge that's not playbook related, that might be a little bit more tiered, that I think is going to scratch the itches for some of those things, right? So I would keep that in mind. Wouldn't freak too much. All right, let's go back over to the Autumn OTM Flash Challenge Terminal. Should hit 100 as long as nothing gets wonky. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it. I don't see any bottlenecks coming tonight, right? Like any expensive ones. Yeah, they made it easy. Joe says they made it easy for all the people bitching about how hard it was on Thursday last Monday, going for 100 yards now. Yeah. All right, let me go back to the Flash Challenge. So, all right, this is for the end of the week. Nick Chubb. Oh, I don't have a CJ Mosley. I need some tackles tonight. I'm going to have to buy CJ Mosley. But here we go. This is what the end of the week is looking like. This is your cheapest. Nick Chubb, wow, $19. Russell Gage, you had $10. Trevor Lawrence at $32. So Trev, he's the bottleneck of that one. So there you go. That's the end of the week challenge. Good stuff. Regulator said pick the wrong favorite team this week. Thanks, Chiefs. Yeah. A lot of people freaking out about the market going down. I saw that both in the Discord and the chat while the show is going on. I'm just going to take my headphones off for a little bit, guys, because I don't need them because it's just me now. It's just me. Also, look at these grays. The grays are coming in hot. A lot of people freaking out about that. I think I think we can chill a little. And here's why. A couple of things. Every Monday, we've seen stuff tank, right? Every Monday as the challenges wind down, we see a bunch of stuff tank. Second thing is we do have more packs coming out tomorrow. We don't know how many packs are coming out. We don't know how many moments are coming out. We don't know if we're getting like dupes of some moments. We don't really know. All we know are the ones that they publicized, which is a couple of common rookie debuts, like my boy Drake London, who I'm very excited about, Garrett Wilson. We also know that there's some legendaries and rares coming out. Wait, regulator says expect less than 5,000. You expect less than 5,000, regulator? Dog, I'm taking the over. I think that's going to be over. I think there'll be more than 5,000 packs. But I think, also, are people blaming me for the Chiefs losing that game? How dare you? I'm not, I think we have to wait to see. I mean, I've said this so many times, but like, it makes sense for moments to come down a little bit. It makes sense when new moments come out, moments go down. When challenges are up and like people know what's happening, moments go down, right? And now people are like selling off a little bit to get dapper so they can complete a challenge so that they can line up for packs. Like that kind of makes sense. If you tuned into the Sunday show, which was fire, if you tuned into the Sunday show, AJ Curry came on and we asked about the packs. I know you guys think I'm a big softy. I'm not going to ask the hard hitting questions, but we did ask like, hey, was the plan to do this every 2 weeks? And she said, yeah, probably. So we can expect packs to be every 2 weeks. And I guess that is what regulator is saying, that if they are coming that early and often, that's what she said, then maybe we are going to see less moments in these drops. Maybe it is 5,000. If it's 5,000, I'm back in. Not that I'm out, but I thought it was going to be more than that. Curious though, for the people that are watching right now, where are you guys at with the pack drop tomorrow? It seems like the consensus is yes, I'm lining up for the commons. No, I'm not lining up for the premium. But I'm curious what everyone's thinking on that. Like, how are we feeling? How are we feeling? I don't think I have the dapper to go up for that little preems. I think I might just do the common, but I'm not sure. Read with the only. This is the right answer right here. No clue until we get a list. Show me the moments. It is kind of funny. You can tell how like more patient we're being with NFL all day, because if Top Shot had a drop tomorrow and we didn't have a list of the moments, I would be making fun of them so hard. So there's some self-awareness for you, okay? But so far, NFL all day hasn't stuck to me. So I'm giving it a little bit more of a runway. But I really hope we get the packs today. Like, I hope we get it in the next couple of hours so we can actually take a look at it. So I agree with you, Reed. We do need that list. JK says Max. Fernandez says standard. Both packs. Man, if you're going to say both packs, I need you to say Max packs, baby. Regulator says no primo. He's more of a Devin Vassell guy. Orion says yes, common. No chance for the premium. Probably Max. Max, hell no on the premium. Double pass, says DC1. Well, buy my fucking Mac Jones on the marketplace, kid. Touch of gray. God damn it, homies. Lining up to get the yards for sure, but we'll want to see the pack contents. That's true. Max packs going for the preems. Going to hit the market. Cop some. Okay. Common only. We also don't know the price of the packs. No, we do know the price of the packs, don't we? It's 49 and so 49 and 259, 59 and 249. It's like one of those. Dude, thank you, chat. Chat 6ix9ine is the best adult dating site. We're falling in love, kisses, hearts, mouth stuff. And then down here, ooh, it's a man falling in love. And now it's a man with a kissy face, hearts, another man. I got to be honest, guys. I need to know if this is a bot. I need to understand the algorithm of the emojis being used. All right. Like the best NFTs, the best bots can tell a story. Tell me a story. I want to believe that it's the best adult dating site, but I can only do it if you tell an emoji story that makes the most sense to me. Also, I submitted, this is a long time ago. The emojis are reminding me. I submitted to be a writer for the Late Night with Seth Meyers. Again, this was years ago. But one of the recurring, you had to write 2 pages of monologue jokes. You had to write like 3 desk bits, like recurring desk bits that you could do, and then a standalone sketch. And one of the desk bits that I wrote was something like this, where it would just be emojis that would you'd have to figure out what the story was from the emojis. And just based on me explaining that, you can tell that I didn't get the job, and now I do YouTube for NFTs that we all lose money on. But anyways, good here. Good. I'm glad Sick Chat 69 is there. Yeah, it is 59 and 259. 59 and 259. Saving Tapper for the adult site. There you go. There you go. Already signed up. Yeah, Chat 69 is the best. Honestly, you know what's pissing me off about that? At least give me a promo code, right? Give me an affiliate link. Let me cook. Help me help you, okay? I'm just glad they showed up after we had a guest, you know? Glad they showed up after they had a guest. Anyways, never a dull moment here at Team Hold. I miss Naked HD. I agree. Bring them back. Bring back the OGs. I miss Matt. No, not Matt Damon. Remember Damon Fat? That was like years ago now. Damon Fat used to be. Damon Fat was a real one. Damon Fat was an absolute real one. Scoop. I was just gonna ask about this actually, Orion. So good transition. Scoop the Brady debut for 225, which was my last moment to finish the series 1 base set. Wow. All right, Orion. Finish the set. I don't know if set completion's a good thing, only because, you know, I feel like everyone's like, oh yeah, I got to complete the set, then I'll get utility. So I don't know if that's happening, but love the Brady buy, Orion. I feel like I'm ready to kind of go back into that marketplace and buy some stuff. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to touch upon in the NFL all day streets? I think yesterday was like pretty gross for me, fantasy football wise. So it kind of took some of the fun out of it. I actually won my season-long stuff, I think. Actually, I was up against Big Ticket this week. Let me see how I did. Let's see how we did. And then I tell you what, if I win, if I'm winning, I'm playing the Big Ticket drop. Let me queue up the Big Ticket drop. I'm not going to share screen. I'm too tired to log into Yahoo on my computer. Big Ticket. Let's see what we had here. Big Ticket. Oh, wow. 119 to 89 right now. Big Ticket has one player left. He's got Tony Pollard. So if Pollard goes for 30, he's back in it. Let's see. Kyler Murray. I had Kyler Murray. He had Pat Mahomes. So I'm up. He's up 4. I had Stephon Diggs, who outscored Tyreek Hill by 9. Mike Williams outscored the aforementioned Chase Claypool by 1. Aaron Jones got outscored by Christian McCaffrey. I had Aaron Jones. Chase Edmonds with 2 TDs, but he had Dameon Pierce. Kyle Pitts outscored Goddard. Devonta Smith with a 33-point bomb. That's what's sending Big Ticket out back. We are from the city and on Vegas. Big Ticket, Big Ticket, hey, Big Ticket. Gonna flip $1 here, $1 there, $1 here, $1 there, $1 here, $1 there, $1 here, $1 there. I got to tell you, I felt like I was in the upside down there. I forgot I took my headphones off and I couldn't hear anything, but I was still like, we are flipped. Anyway, sorry, Big Ticket. Sorry, Big Ticket for the L. Speaking of Big Ticket and J Light, we're gonna do our Friday show on Thursday this week because I'm gonna be out on Friday. I'm not gonna be home on Sunday either, but I'm gonna try to figure out a way to stream on Sunday so that John Boy Beats isn't by himself for the Sunday morning show, because the Sunday morning show is hot. I want to make sure I'm there. So I might be streaming from the hotel or my parents' house, actually, more likely. I was going to check Rumble, but you know what? For some reason, my lineup didn't lock in Rumble this week, okay? I had already locked it, was making some more adjustments, and I guess I didn't finish making the adjustments by 1, so it didn't even save my locked lineup from the initial one. So that sucked. So I'm not going to look at Rumble. So I'm not going to do it. But I heard PP's in the top 25. There you go. There you go. Fenny says, cross-country drive set me back. Feel like I missed a lot, and the homie is now coaching the Celtics. Are your homies with the new coach of the Celtics? Are you the only one that was rooting for Ime to go down, Fenny? Are you the leak? Does Rumble lock at noon? No, it's supposed to lock at 1. Well, it depends. Well, 1 p.m. Eastern. So whenever the game starts. At least I thought. But yeah, for content for the rest of the week for football, I won't even tell you about all of the NBA stuff. But for football, we're back on Wednesday with a show. Also Wednesday, we're having somebody from the Gaia Marketplace is going to come on the show and talk about what's going on in Gaia land. We'll have a lot of ballers questions ready. And then on Thursday, Oh, we also have Shot Tank Wednesday night, and then on Thursday, we'll be firing up the J Light Big Ticket Show. The lineups were messed up yesterday in the morning. I couldn't view my lineup until later in the afternoon. Well, let me double check. I'm pretty sure I can't see my lineup. I'm pretty sure my lineup was dog dick anyways, but let me see if I can see it. I'm pretty sure I don't have a lineup though. Yeah. Oh, wait, it did give me a lineup. Look at that. We're finished in 2,318. Not too bad. Not too bad. All right. So we had Jalen Hurts with a 34 bomb, followed by C-Mac, Aaron Jones, disappointment. Justin Jefferson took a big old dookie in that Vikings game. I will say, I talked about Adam Thielen as a DraftKings play yesterday, and everybody was like, "You suck, dude. Not a chance." But Adam Thielen had a decent game. Anyways, what else we got here? Is Top Shot Tony interviewing? No. You know what though? We talked about this morning. I do think Top Shot Tony's going to fire up his own cameo. You send me $5, I'll do a Top Shot Tony video about whatever you want. I think we got to start doing that. We got to start making some money. NFT News says, are we going to get a London challenge? What if that might be fun. That might be fun if they have a couple of more London, right? Because we have one game this weekend in London and the next 3 weeks, right? Do we have one every day? Every Sunday, the next 3, which means games start at 9, which is a little bit annoying, but whatever. I know Borland's been sitting on some London moments. He's ready. Borland's ready for the challenge. All right, you guys have anything else for me? We might call it there. We made it 51 minutes in. Shout out Athlete Studio, Nick, for coming on and talking a little bit about the stuff they're doing. I'm excited to do that every Monday. That's going to be fun. Yeah, Math, you're right. Top Shot Tony is a total sellout. Wait, hold on. To the house. Do you think 10? I think $10 is too much, or $5 is. I thought $10 was too much, so that's why I was going to do $5. No one's going to do it though. No one's going to do that. You guys are all talk. No one's going to do it. I feel like that sounded like Trump for a second. No one's going to do it. No one's going to do it. You all say you're going to do it. No one's going to do it. Also, breaking news, PPE is in top 25. He's 29th. There you go. The London game. Yeah, maybe they do the London game instead of lining up for a pack to get some yards. I don't know. Instead of doing 25 yards for the Sunday, maybe they just mix it up. I don't know. Oh, man. Good point, Matthew. Good point. All right, gang. We're going to call it there. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Good stuff all around. Oh, wait. Congrats to Packrat Mahomes, who works for NFL All Day now, huh? Tony tweeted out he's going to change his name to Packrat Punch to see if he can get hired by UFC Strike. I was joking. You know what, though? This is what I wanted to throw out there. Dapper is hiring a lot of people that are already positive about their products. I think they should go the other way and hire the people who are outspoken against those products. Because here's the thing. They like the positive people are already singing your praises. You need to keep them out there. They're not paid. You just keep them out there, let them do their thing. Go hire some angry people so that they can't FUD anymore on Twitter. That's the direction I would go. Leave the positive people out there. I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm so happy, Pack Rip, get your own bag. You know what I'm saying? Get your own bag. There you go, Patrick. Here we go, Patrick. I'm excited for you to get to the rest of it, baby. Noah Brown to the moon. Yeah, hire AG, hire Shuckster, hire Tony. Oh, my God. Sawyer in the house. Let's give him the drop right as we were winding down. Sawyer! What a beautiful man. Those were the real days. Those were the real days when Sawyer and I were cutting it up with his green screen corner office. Those were the days, my man. Hire Lou Dort. Man, I don't know. What else we got? We got to call it. I already said we were ending it. We're off the rails today on a Monday. I'm going to see Raptor News in real life tonight. That's very exciting. Maybe even G Dunn, too, who just celebrated a birthday yesterday. So if you see G Dunn, on social. Send him a little happy birthday. Thanks everyone for being here. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 9 for some more Hoop-a-Loop talk. Until then, I'm gonna give you Team Hold, the theme song. Even though this is an NFL show, we're doing basketball on the way out. See you later.
Well, the top shot